Well, in general terms, you could say that good governance refers to, is the organization run in a decent way? Is there decency in the organization? And that refers to very many aspects. Is the leadership elected or appointed in a decent way, which means open? Do we know how they are elected? Are decisions made in an open and transparent way? Do we know why they are made, in what way they are made? Do we know what is happening within the organization? Do they report on that? But also, can people be held accountable? What if mistakes are made? Can they be held accountable in a more public way? Well, I think there are quite a few problems with governance in international sports organizations. Many times we don't really know how the leadership is appointed or elected, for example. Many of the important decisions, like who gets a world championship or a European championship, is decided in ways that are not very transparent and open. We don't know what plays behind the scenes. Oftentimes the organizations don't really report on their finances, their sponsors, on whether they pay taxes or not. The most evident things are often lacking from the public information. Well, I see several risks. One risk is very closely to the sport itself. You may lose the credibility. As if you look at some of the scandals in cycling in the last decade, there are serious questions about the credibility of the sport. Are the fans still believing in this sport? Are sponsors still believing? So that's an internal reason. A more external reason, I think, is associated with is the public and are policymakers willing to invest in this sport? Absolutely. I think, for example, if you look at a number of multinational corporations, which were also under a lot of public scrutiny a number of years ago, they have really made the change towards more corporate social responsibility, good governance within the organization, a lot more openness about results. Other examples would include a number of NGOs that fall under legislation, for example, that also forces them to be much more open about their statutes, about their financial accounts and all of that. So yes, there are many examples that the sports world could look at. In general, I think there is public pressure and there is pressure from rule-making bodies, whether they are national governments or international institutions, that put pressure on sports organizations to do their stuff in a more decent way.